Hey guys, no maga Mike here again, just to let off some more steam. Been a lot going on. It's been a minute since I spoke with you guys last, but a lot going on. Holy cow, this dude is doing exactly what I said in my first video. I think on January 15th, when I started the video out with, "What have you done?" But what's still super frustrating for me is I don't get how so many other people didn't see this coming. How I could see it coming. Um, and other people couldn't. I don't understand that at all. Um, this man is trying to make, and he's almost there, this country into a dictatorship. It may be too late to stop him at this point. Chuck Schumer's afraid to shut down the government tonight, which we've been threatening to do since Republicans took over because they have such harmful, let's just go with that one, harmful policies and systems, processes they want to implement. And it's going to hurt it's already hurting a lot of people. I already know people that their steps have hurt. And I don't know a lot of people down here. Folks at the gym, folks I see at the stores. But, it's already being felt. I saw on the news that Nebraska has got like 2 fiscal quarters left in them. Then they're going to have to go bankrupt, basically, as a state, go bankrupt. And the robber barons will be able to go into these states that are going to be going bankrupt and buying these farms for pennies on the dollars. They're going to have their AI folks, AI machinery running the farms for them, saving money that way. But yeah, that's the plan there, folks. I'm sorry to wake you up from your slumber, but that's what's happening there with U.S. farms and the tariffs that this asshole's putting on produce from both Mexico and Canada. It's just gonna exacerbate that. Just just based on some of the asinine things that have come out of this fourth grader's mouth at the White House over the years. I don't understand how you didn't already take some of that text that you heard. I know Fox doesn't play all of it. Fox doesn't play any of it if they can help it. But some of it sneaks out every now and then. And enough that you should have been able to say, all right, let's take a look at this fucking fourth grader. Just because he talks like me doesn't mean he's going to be in your best interest, guy. Honestly, and I heard him lie about this from the podium the other day. Now, he's not under oath, so I probably shouldn't make a big deal of him lying from the podium. Does it all the time. And his chief propagandist, that little girl from New Hampshire, oh my God. She's fun to look at, but I'll tell you what, she has no idea what she's talking about. She comes out and outright lies. The other day she said that she's President Trump. Trump is lowering taxes on Americans by implementing tariffs. When she was called out specifically on that one issue, kind of held to give an answer by the AP reporter. The AP is the only one with any balls in that press room. Now I know they're filtering out anybody that's mainstream and trying to filter in a lot of right wing. I mean, people looked at they're offering, they're offering these media platforms a chance to come in and be part of the press corps. Yeah, no, nobody from left wing media is going to make it in there. Not even a single one. All right, and they're going to filter out the APs and the UPIs and the other folks, and you're going to see nothing but right wing folks in there. The ones that are left that are not in his actual fucking cabinet yet. What have you done, guys? It's an absolute fucking white hot dumpster fire in this country right now. Yeah, he's a bad man. He's a bad. So, anyway, back to the lie. 65% unfavorability for Trump in this country by Americans as far as the job he's doing as a president and specifically on the economy. All right, from the podium the other day, he said some ridiculous number like 78% of Americans approve of what I'm doing. I mean, he's just saying lies. He's just saying lies. Verifiable, quantifiable lies. All you have to do is a tiny bit of research. What's Trump's favorability rate? Go away from the right-wing stuff, find something that makes some sense, find something that doesn't say so-and-so says, and use that as the news. Go on to a site that says, this is what's happening, boom. Not so-and-so says, boom, this is what's happening now. That's what you need to do. You need to turn back on your critical thinking caps, guys. It's been a long, cold slumber, and it's only going to get worse. Gotta wake up. Gotta wake up. He's absolutely going to get us into a war and align us with Putin, which, by the way, this whole coup isn't a coup by Trump and vote and, certainly not that fucking hick from the Appalachians. He doesn't have much to do with it, but those folks, this is a coup, but they're operating it, but it's being done by Russia. And the long-standing, several decades relationship that Trump and Musk have had with Putin personally. All the business relationships, all the personal relationships. I'm not sure... I'm not sure why you guys didn't look at this shit. Take a moment, take a breath. Instead of following that crowd of, yeah, I'm stupid too. Don't do that. Take a look at what he's fucking saying. Actually extract, write him down while you watch him on fucking TV, even if it's just clips that they're going to do favorably on the right-wing media channels. Even if it's that, write it down. If it sounds fucking ridiculous. It's probably ridiculous. One thing that Hitler used to say all the time, the bigger the lie, the more chance it has of being believed. The bigger the lie, the more it will be believed. I'm not the biggest historian in the world. I'll admit I'm a fan of history, and I like looking into it. I like reading about it. I like watching movies about it. I like history, all right? So what? I'm still not the biggest historian. I still can't believe how I saw this coming. And, a couple positive things that are happening out there is, one is Trump, some of his actual activities are slowly being leaked here and there in Fox from time to time. And a lot of the folks that I watch, a lot of the mainstream and maybe even center left, are starting to talk like it's not politics as usual finally. They're finally starting to talk like, well, if we do this, he can do that. If we do this, it's not politics as usual anymore. Also an encouraging sign is it seems like the court systems are going to be there to give us some guide rails. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen once he pushes everything to the Supreme Court, but a federal district court yesterday ordered the Trump regime to put back to work all those folks that he fired from all those different departments, they were all named in there. All those departments were named. He's got 7 days to make that happen. Now, dollars to donuts, his legal team is going to try to fucking stall some more and get it to the Supreme Court. So nothing's going to happen for a fucking while, but it's good to know. Because this judge not only made this order from the bench and instructed as such, this order goes into effect immediately. It's an order from the bench. I don't want to hear that I'm waiting for the written order, because you don't need to wait for the written order. It's being done now. This is the order from the bench. I'll write it up, but right now is when it takes effect. 7 days, 7 calendar days to get those people back to work. All those people, all those fucking firings he did, all those fucking form letter emails that got sent out. Please tell me you guys know about some of this shit, at least. Like the form letter emails that went out to fucking millions of people, not billions, but millions of people about losing their job. I know folks that need to use the Marketplace Healthcare, which is ACA, also known by rednecks as Obamacare, that are being affected already. Their insurance has been frozen and under investigation. This is the only information you can get, apparently. And nobody can get anybody on the phone because they fired everybody that answered the phones. This is happening tactically, with great forethought, with great planning. The plan was mapped out in a 990-page document called Project 2025. And once it's on there, once it's in black and white, it's easy to execute, much easier to execute, because the heads of the departments in the various places are acting on Trump's fucking whim. Frankly, he doesn't even need the heads of departments right now, because he's got the Doge bags going through all the departments firing everybody. Those folks have been ordered back to work. I mean, the economy is tanking. This economy, folks, and I know you don't know this, and I've even talked to rednecks that dispute it after I tell them this. They just need to go look it up. The economy that Joe Biden handed off to this fucking hillbilly, this fucking fourth grader, was the envy of the globe at the time. We had recovered from COVID better than any other Western developed country on the fucking planet. But he would just tell you things. Again, just fucking lies. And it's shameless, so shameless, I can't even get into it, but one big thing, one big piece of shame they should be feeling, he should be feeling, I would think they would have thought about before they took that tack, but they took the tack and it fucking worked anyway. But one thing he should have been ashamed about is when he gave this economy to Joe Biden, it was the worst it's ever been, this country's ever been, because of the COVID disaster that he mismanaged. Biden and his team got us out of that fucking horrific mess and made us the envy of the globe as far as the economy is concerned. Now look at us. They're openly fucking executing corruption on fucking camera. Turn the White House into a used car lot and bring a bunch of those fucking swastikas in there to sell them. Let Trump pick one of those out. Meanwhile, people don't have health insurance right now. They're losing their fucking jobs. The economy's in the fucking tank. It cost $1 million to go grocery shopping. Are you fucking shitting me? This is all happening right out in the open, and because of that 35% base that would walk through fire for this asshole, who really hates them to begin with, by the way, it becomes normalized. This fucking behavior becomes normalized. I'm going to stop saying, what have you done? I still can't believe it. It gives me a fucking ice cream headache every time I think about it. It really does. About saying, what have you done? But, and it might be too late. I just want to be upfront with you on that one. Because even though I take a little bit of solace in the fact that the courts are doing their job so far as it appears, I get nervous on two fronts. One is what's going to happen when he gets all those fucking cases in front of his buddies at the Supreme Court. Are they going to do the right thing? Or are they going to let this become a dictatorship? And then the other front that I'm a little bit nervous about is he going to pull an Andrew Jackson? Even if the Supreme Court says you must do X, Y, and Z, is he going to stand up and say, all right, they made the decision, now let's see him enforce it? In which case we slide right into dictatorship. So this dictatorship will align with Putin and Xi over in China. We will all attempt to take over the world and divide it up between the three of us. Obviously, we're going to get Mexico, Puerto Rico, Greenland, and Canada, turn them all into actual states. Probably do the same thing with Guam. And then we'll be wearing black hats. I mean, these hillbillies down here get offended because this thing they're calling critical race theory is taught. You know what? Our fucking ancestors were monsters. They were absolute fucking terrific monsters. Horrible, out of control, off the charts, fucking monsters. Just a part of our history. Teach it. Learn it. You know why? So we don't fucking repeat it. So you think this thing you call critical race theory that's being taught is terrible. What's going to happen 100 years from now in the history books when fucking they're going to talk about how the U.S. wore black hats and raped, pillaged, and plundered to get more fucking land, I guess? More land. We all know that if Canada, and God, I hope that never happens, because they want to be a sovereign country, and they should be, they have been, they are. But if somehow they become a state, by force or otherwise, by that asshole, we all know those are Democrats coming down to vote. Right? So what does that tell you? He doesn't fucking care about voting. Voting's not on his bingo card. Voting's not in his future. You know, and I feel for Chuck Schumer. I do. I really want to stick it to these fucking guys and make them accountable, but honestly, if you shut the government down, it makes it so much easier for the Doge bags to disassemble while everybody's at home. Disassemble and disseminate and really fuck things up while everybody's at home. Fire more, nuclear weapons experts that we fucking need. You know that, right? MAGA land, you know that, right? He fired a bunch of nuclear weapons experts that are vital in their role to this country. After he fired them, they tried getting them back. They couldn't fucking find them. They didn't have contact numbers for all of them. I mean, what the fuck? And then we got Bobby Kennedy. They're already firing food inspectors. Shitload of them. We got measles breaking out in a few different states now. We got retards that are being told not to get vaccinated. Fucking autism. Oh, there's more autism now because there's more fucking people now. Dumbass. that has been debunked 7 ways from Sunday. But we still have those people in Western Texas that started this fucking measles outbreak because they weren't getting vaccinated. We had measles beat. 50 years, we had it eradicated. It was gone. It's back. Now, you meatheads that don't fucking pay attention to something you want to be involved in probably don't know that we had it beat for 50 years. This is information you should have. This is absolute vital information that you need to have to make decisions on all of this shit. You can't just follow because it's fun. Now my neighborhood's empty. All the immigrants that work down here, peace out. They're taking off. They're not taking a chance with their families and their jobs and their livelihoods. They're going to go to a blue state and find some work. Also, a piece of information that's worth having. The blue states have always supported the red states. The blue states have always paid more into the kitty with the government than the red states. And the red states have always used more of the benefits and relief that the government offers with that money when a natural disaster happens. Always. Look it up, man. Look it up, dude. Everything. So, and I should point this out. I'm not going to be mean to my own relatives and people that I know and love that, for whatever reason, thought Trump was the answer. When they finally realize it, it's going to be a huge crash because they literally believe everything this fucking guy says. Like it's truth, and anything else that's said about that certain subject he just spoke on is not true. Just fucking right from the jump. The guy, the biggest liar, the biggest fucking fraudster that's ever been on this fucking planet, and you believe it like it's fucking truth. Folks, I don't get it. I don't get it. So the war's coming. We will be bad guys. We will be black hats. And I don't know if we'll ever get a good reputation back. We'll be not on the side of the righteousness. We will be not on the side of the God, not on the side of good. We will not be good people. We will be the evil empire, what we called Russia for the last fucking 100 years. So I do want to stop saying, just for the record, I want to stop saying, what the fuck have you done? But I do want to start to say, what the fuck are you going to do now? Do something. Get the word out there. Go onto Nebraska TikTok. I think it's called Nebraska Talk. I've never been on it, but I was watching a bunch of clips from it this morning from people from Nebraska. And they would lynch Trump if they could now. They all regret their vote. And anytime you hear him or any of his cronies say on television or any kind of camera that people love me, I'm doing a great job, people love what I'm doing, that's a fucking lie, guys. Everything he says is a fucking lie. I've known people that lie a lot. I've known people that lie a lot. But this guy brings a new dimension to it. He lie about water being wet just because he can right now. But you guys have to wake up. If he says everything I'm doing, people love me, people love what I'm doing, find out, man. Fucking find out. Before it comes to you, before it comes to your doorstep. Because it's coming to your doorstep. Then what are you going to do? We should all do something. Get up off our ass. Talk on here. Talk to each other. Try to support Nebraska and the other states that are right behind them. Big farming states. So I heard a farmer, one of the farmers in Nebraska actually said that all of his workforce left. Like they just stopped showing up one day. Almost all of them in one day. And he was shocked when he talked to the reporter about this. Didn't think that was going to happen. He goes, yeah, I thought he was going to go after the criminal migrants. I thought, they can't possibly come after like farms like me because all of my labor is undocumented migrants. And they've got to know that. I mean, they got to be smart enough to know that. I'm a farmer and I know that. Right? So that was their logic. He's not coming for us. Let's do something now, though. Let's do something. We need to mobilize. All of those protests and rallies that are being held, the fucking Bernie Sanders Stop Oligarchy tour, that's great. Things like that are great. They need to get more news coverage. You guys need to know more about them. He's going to red states and having 40,000 people show up to complain and talk and listen, but also to speak. And Bernie's listening to him. He's doing this because Republicans stopped doing their town halls because all of their constituents are so pissed. Yeah, they're trying to sell you that fucking George Soros or me, I'm paying fucking people to go to these fucking Democratic rallies. Are you out of your fucking mind? The place is falling apart. People are pissed. So yeah. So Republicans stopped doing town halls, and that's the real reason. Because their own constituents that voted red are absolutely livid. Apoplectic. Guys, we got to get our head out of our ass. We have to talk. We have to speak. We have to speak up. This is coming right to everybody's doorstep in one form or another. And I'd be surprised if it didn't hit most of us in several forms at our doorstep. Let's get it together. Let's do something. Our country's fucking falling apart. Please take a look. Pay attention. Pay the fuck attention. Jesus Christ. Anyway, sure I'll be back again for another one. But in the meantime, think of something you can do, A, and B, take care of each other. Because pretty soon that's all we're going to have is each other.